Imagine a sky where the roles are reversed, where towering skyscrapers aren't built by humans, but by flocks of silver-feathered architects gliding through the clouds. Civilization of wings, precision, and perfect direction. They don't just fly, they command the sky. In this alternate world, pigeons aren't just birds. They're the ruling species. They've evolved before humans. With a mind sharp as silicon and instincts powered by nature's own algorithms, pigeons have built cities that float among the clouds. Their roads are wind currents. Their vehicles, drones built from organic alloys, shaped like feathers whispering through thin air. Every pigeon is connected through a biological network, a telepathic cloud of consciousness. They exchange information faster than light, faster than thought. They run communication grids, weather systems, and maybe even the human world below. In this world, humans are the pets, small creatures on the ground, looked after, fed crumbs, and studied by their winged overlords. Each pigeon wears a small metal band, not for tracking, but as a badge of authority, glowing faintly like a ring of data. They speak in short rhythmic coos, a form of encrypted sound-based language, capable of carrying complex information through vibration and frequency. If they need to send a message from one city to another, they don't send a text. They launch a living messenger, an organic drone that knows the coordinates instinctively. No satellites, no cell towers, just pure biological navigation. And you might ask, how do they remember? How does one pigeon know exactly where to go? Across a sky with no signboards, no maps, no human guidance. Well, that's the part that isn't fiction. Because in our real world, pigeons have already mastered this. Cut to the real Earth. The same sky, but a very different story. Pigeons, small and mostly ignored, have been humanity's silent communication network for thousands of years. Long before emails, Wi-Fi, or even the telegraph, pigeons were the original internet. Ancient Egyptians, Persians, Greeks, all used them. During wars, during peace, during the rise and fall of empires, pigeons carried tiny messages that could change the course of nations. But the real magic is not that they could fly. It's that they knew where home was. A pigeon can be taken hundreds of kilometers away, released in an unknown sky, and still fly straight back to its nest. A feat that baffled scientists for centuries. It's called the homing instinct. A natural GPS system that combines Earth's magnetic field, the position of the sun, the smell of the air, and even low-frequency sounds that travel through the planet itself. To a pigeon, the world is not seen. It's felt. Every gust of wind carries data. Every scent tells a story. And when a message is tied to its leg, that pigeon doesn't just remember a place. It remembers a connection. The person who raised it, the house it came from, the route it once flew 1,000 times. It's not memory like ours. It's more like muscle memory mixed with magnetic instinct. When released, the bird's brain aligns itself like a compass, adjusting to the familiar pull of home. But how does it know who to deliver it to? That's the human genius, or perhaps partnership. Each pigeon was trained to recognize a specific home, a specific human. 2 pigeon owners would exchange birds. So when one needed to send a letter, they would release the bird that belonged to the other person. The bird, loyal to its home, would simply fly back, carrying the message right to its owner. No confusion, no wrong delivery, no delay. A perfect system of biological communication. Wars were fought and won because of these birds. During World War I and II, pigeons carried secret military messages through skies filled with gunfire. Some even saved entire battalions. One pigeon named Cher Ami became a hero after delivering a crucial message despite being shot and wounded. She lost a leg and an eye, but still completed her mission. That single message saved nearly 200 soldiers. Humans had invented telegraphs, radios, and phones, but none of them could do what the pigeon could: deliver truth through chaos. They were nature's couriers, loyal, fearless, and precise. Even today, scientists are still decoding their secret. Inside a pigeon's brain lies a small cluster of cells that act like a magnet detector. These cells sense subtle variations in the Earth's magnetic field, effectively giving the bird a built-in compass that no Human can truly replicate. Combine that with an exceptional memory and powerful eyesight. Pigeons can recognize individual faces, remember routes, and even navigate around tall buildings they've never seen before. It's said that a pigeon's memory map might hold thousands of visual landmarks. They can detect ultraviolet light, sense air pressure, and even smell home from miles away. Now imagine that level of sensory precision evolving for millions of years, the way humans evolved intelligence. That's where our what if starts to sound less like fantasy and more like potential history. What if pigeons had been the ones to evolve complex intelligence first? They already had flight. They already had direction. They already had communication. All that was missing was abstract thought. If evolution had nudged them just a little differently, the sky might have been their civilization, not ours. Imagine them building nests the size of cities, forming alliances across continents, commanding flocks like data networks, and designing aerodynamic structures that harness wind for energy. They might not have computers, but they'd have instinctual algorithms, woven through DNA. Instead of writing code, they'd modify flight patterns. Instead of cities, they'd build living colonies that pulse and grow like organic machines. And perhaps in that world, we humans would look up from our tiny ground homes and wonder how they ruled the sky. Maybe pigeons would study us. Maybe they'd keep us in little cages, wondering if we were intelligent enough to ever fly. But here's the twist. In a way, they already rule parts of our world. Look around modern cities. You'll see pigeons everywhere. They navigate traffic, power lines, rooftops, perfectly at ease with human chaos. They live among us, yet beyond us. They recognize our faces, learn our feeding schedules, and adapt faster than any urban creature. Some scientists even believe that pigeons could recognize letters and basic patterns, making them capable of simple reading or symbol association. They understand patterns, timing, and rhythm, the same foundations of language and thought. And the more we study them, the more we realize maybe intelligence doesn't always look like a human brain. Sometimes it looks like a small gray bird sitting on a city ledge, quietly watching, calculating. Pigeons aren't relics of the past. They're blueprints of survival. They've lived through wars, cities, pollution, and changing climates, and still thrive. In fact, in some ways, they've beaten evolution's game. Where most species struggle to adapt to human expansion, pigeons turned it into their playground. They use our buildings as cliffs, our streets as canyons, our food waste as resources. They became invisible rulers of urban ecosystems, coexisting with us, silently learning. So maybe the real question isn't, what if pigeons evolved before humans? Maybe it's, what if they're still evolving now? Maybe as we stare at our glowing screens, they're watching us, learning, memorizing, decoding our patterns, just like they always have. Perhaps one day, long after we're gone, the pigeons will still fly, carrying not letters, but the last remaining memories of humanity, etched in instinct, passed down through generations of wings. They'll remember our cities, our voices, our chaos, because pigeons never forget. And maybe they never stopped delivering messages. We just stopped listening.